TomoNews presents Underwater Creatures.
Terrifying living fossil captured in Australia. A fishing trawler off southern Australia captured a rarely sighted creature, puzzling the fishermen who caught it. The gruesome-looking creature was pulled out of the water near Lake's entrance, Victoria. The 2-meter-long sea serpent is actually a frilled shark, confirmed by Australia's Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, CSIRO. The frilled shark is one of 2 surviving species which haven't changed in 80 million years. The prehistoric creature's mouth contains 300 teeth in 25 rows, good for keeping its prey from escaping its jaws. Its common name comes from the frilly appearance of its 6 pairs of gill slits. It has an eel-shaped body with dorsal, pelvic, and anal fins placed far back. This one was netted in 700 meters of water, but the living fossil is usually found in 1,500 meters of water or deeper. According to ABC, CSIRO declined the specimen, so the frilled shark has now been sold for cash.
Ancient worm monster found in the Philippines. Scientists have known about the giant shipworm for centuries, but none have seen a living, breathing specimen until now. Giant shipworms aren't actually worms, but bivalves, like clams and mussels. They live in 3-foot-long tubular shells, planted in muddy, shallow bays. This unicorn of the mollusk world was recently discovered hanging out in the southern part of the Philippines. A local TV segment about the creatures tipped off a team from Northeastern University. They went to a lagoon in Mindanao's Sultan Kundara province and managed to collect 5 live worms. Back in the lab, researchers cut off one end of the shell and took out the slimy, black, baseball-sized mass of flesh. Unlike the common shipworm, which feeds on rotting wood, its giant cousin has bacteria in its gills that churn out nutrients from carbon dioxide. It still has digestive organs despite its unique mode of survival, but they're tiny from lack of use. It's not clear how many of the weird-looking creatures are left in the wild, so the team is keeping the exact location of the shipworm home a secret. Locals, though, have been harvesting the giant worms for years, eating it as an aphrodisiac, medicine, and just a tasty side dish. Pictures of deep-sea fishermen's strange harvest go viral. Just when you needed reminding of the absolute bizarre things that evolution has filled our world with, along comes Russian fisherman Roman Fedorstov and his Twitter account. But let's back up. Fedorstov is a deep-sea harvester based out of Murmansk in Russia's frigid far northwest. He's been cataloging the strange finds his trawler pulls up from the deep ocean, including species that live up to 5,000 feet down. A lot of this stuff isn't intentionally harvested, but turns up in the trawling nets anyhow. This is known as bycatch. But it sure is fascinating, and Fedorstov's sharing it with the internet. His Twitter account, where you can find these and other incredible images, now has a healthy 83,000 followers.
Scientists dissect one of the world's largest squids ever found. In December last year, a colossal squid was captured near Antarctica by a fishing vessel from New Zealand. The squid was dissected on Tuesday in a live webcast by scientists at the Auckland University of Technology. It was previously believed that the squid was male, but scientists discovered it was female and found thousands of eggs like these in her mantle. The colossal squid was captured last December, about 1.6 kilometers beneath the surface in Antarctica's remote Ross Sea by New Zealand fishing vessel the Sand Aspiring. It was placed in frozen storage on the ship and later transferred to the Te Papa Museum in Wellington. The squid measures 3.5 meters in length. Each of its 8 arms are about 1 meter long. Its tentacles were damaged during capture, but both are believed to have been about 2 meters long. Its intact eyeballs are the size of dinner plates. This is one of its lenses. The squid weighed 350 kilograms. Scientists obtained most colossal squid specimens from Patagonian toothfish lines or in the guts of their predators, the sperm whale. Colossal squids use their beaks to catch toothfishes, one of the largest fish species in Antarctica. The tentacles have hooks, some of which have 3 prongs and some of which can swivel.
Japanese fisherman lands monster fish. Japanese fisherman Hiroki Hirasaka captured a gigantic fish in the waters off northern Japan near eastern Russia. Hirasaka set off last month on a fishing tour around Shiratoko Peninsula of Japan's northern island of Hokkaido, where wolffish live near the seafloor, 50 to 100 meters below water surface. The species normally grows up to 1.2 meters in length, but the beast Hirasaka reeled in was nearly 2 meters long. The photo of the massive fish went viral globally after Hirasaka posted it to Twitter. It was worth flying to Shiratoko twice in 3 months, and this guy is absolutely awesome, said Hirasaka. Some people threw out the idea that the size of the freakishly large catch might be the result of radiation from the 2011 Fukushima nuclear disaster. So what's happened after that picture? Hirasaka said he grilled the fish and ate it.
Researchers find strange animal tracks in the bottom of Lake Mashu. The clearest lake in the world is Lake Mashu, located in the northeastern part of Hokkaido, Japan. Known to the native people, the Ainu, as Kamuto, or the Lake of the Gods, it's a caldera lake formed in the crater of a dormant volcano approximately 11,000 years ago. Lake Mashu is notable for having the clearest water in the world, which made it easy for a team of researchers to check out the bottom of the lake. The research team from Japan's National Institute of Environmental Studies discovered strange animal tracks in the bottom of the lake. The trail resembles marks left by a tank. Or perhaps a crayfish? Since the 1970s, there have been reports of giant crayfish living in Lake Mashu. Some claim sightings of crayfish far exceeding the size of any known to be in Japan. The researchers said if these tracks were indeed left by a crayfish, it would be a crayfish twice the size of any in the world. So, have researchers discovered Japan's lake monster?
Fish attaches itself to a woman's leg. An unidentified Brazilian woman got a nasty surprise when she went for a dip in the ocean on New Year's Eve, as a fish attached itself to her leg and refused to let go. The woman was with a group of friends at Rio's Copacabana beach, where thousands of partygoers gathered to welcome the new year. In Brazil, it's tradition for beach bums to jump over 7 waves while making New Year's wishes in order to bring good luck. So when the clock struck midnight, the woman and her friends ran into the Atlantic Ocean to make their New Year's wishes. But as the woman frolicked in the water, she had little idea about what was about to happen next, when a small barbed fish swam up beside her and attached itself to her thigh. What followed was an epic struggle between man and beast as the fish clung on tighter than a thong to a pair of Brazilian butt cheeks. The fish stuck to the woman's thigh for around 2 minutes as her friend battled to remove the little critter without taking half her leg with it. With the fish finally out, the friends tied a black cloth around her thigh to stem the bleeding while capturing the gruesome moment on video.
Conservationists pay fishermen to free giant catfish. A giant catfish was caught in China last week on August 25th. It is huge indeed, and also super ugly. But don't laugh just yet. The giant catfish is an endangered species, one of the few superfish remaining in China's river. The giant catfish is also known as the panda of the water, or the living fossil of the river. Panda? Really? Can someone explain to me how this ugly fish looks like a panda? Maybe they're just fat, but I don't know, I'm just saying. The local environmentalists recognize the giant catfish as an endangered species and pay the fishermen nearly $10,000 to have the giant catfish released back into the water. Studies have shown that the giant catfish has been chilling in the river since the age of the dinosaurs. The giant catfish usually lives for about 50 years and grows to 3 meters in length, weighs about 600 pounds, and is definitely capable of eating your face off. This giant catfish makes the piranhas look like a bunch of Hello Kitties. Damn!
Monster giant squid caught in waters of Japan. Japanese fishermen caught a giant squid in Hyogoken on Tuesday. The giant squid measures 30 feet long and weighed in at nearly 440 pounds. You would think capturing giant sea creatures would be a happy event for fishermen, but this super gigantic squid apparently is not a good news for Japanese fishermen and fear it could be some kind of bad omen. One of the Japanese fishermen said he was in the sea collecting shells when he discovered the giant squid. As soon as the gigantic creature was holding to shore, it was surrounded by a group of kids who began playing with its tentacles. Several other giant squid have been caught in the past winter in several locations off the Japanese coast, causing some to worry that the phenomena could be a sign of an impending devastating earthquake. Experts say such squids usually live around 100 meters below the surface. Living in such dark environments gives them very sensitive feelings to their surroundings. The squids may have felt something dangerous that caused them to flee to shallow waters. This 30 feet long giant squid ended up being made into sashimi. However, people who tried it said it stinks badly and tastes like
Creepy looking fish captured in South China Sea. What do you think this is? Yeah, I have no clue either. All I know is that I want nothing to do with it. But this Malaysian lady seems like a fan of it. She not only holds it with a smile, she even calls the creature a gift from above. Because this funky-looking fish is a rare capture in South China Sea by her husband, Sapart Mansur. It's a foot long and covered in sharp spines. Some call it the armor fish, based on its appearance.
Colder seas this year could be keeping basking sharks away from the Cornwall coastline, according to experts. The basking shark is the second largest living fish, reaching up to 10 meters in length. It's called the basking shark because it's often observed feeding in warmer water near the ocean surface. Basking sharks are filter feeders, feeding on plankton, while swimming at speeds of around 3.5 kilometers per hour. Cooler than normal temperatures in waters off the Cornish coast this year have resulted in a dearth of plankton, keeping the basking sharks away, according to local marine biologists. The migratory basking shark is usually found in temperate waters around the world. The seas around Cornwall are considered a hotspot for basking sharks. More than 170 sightings were reported last year.